So I just finished watching the Indiana Fever at Las Vegas Aces game, and I thought the Fever actually had a chance to compete in this game. Actually, going into third quarter, I thought the Fever might actually run away with this one, and it didn't work out. And I think there was two things that happened in this game that I think pretty much sums it up. The Indiana Fever played terrible perimeter defense and gave up too many threes. And then they had wide open threes that they just missed. Caitlin Clark missed a lot of wide open threes. Katie Lou Samuelson missed a lot of wide open threes. And you have an Alyssa Smith who is being left wide open for threes a whole lot of the time when Caitlin feeds her the ball, but she can't shoot it. And so then you have to reset because the wide open look that the defense is giving you, and Alyssa Smith cannot shoot that shot. Kelsey Mitchell was the only real consistent three-point shooter on this team, and I actually like the way she played tonight, but I'm not going to give a full analysis on the game right now. Right now, what we're going to do is actually break down every single one of Kelsey Plum's three-point shots in this game. And I just want to show you guys what I saw, because I saw terrible perimeter defense. I saw a lack of awareness of who was killing them. I saw sloppiness on defense. I saw a lack of communication on defense. So let's just go over these plays. What I want you guys to notice on this first play is the way Caitlin Clark is not engaged on her defender. She's dozing off, thinking about some faraway planet with mermaids and flying cars. She's not thinking about her defender. And you know what? She makes an attempt to help on the driver, but it made no sense to me because I thought it was pretty obvious that the driver was going to pass the ball there. I don't know what Caitlin Clark is doing, but her perimeter defense is not there. She is good at getting steals. She's good at getting blocks for a point guard. The thing that Caitlin Clark sucks at on defense is perimeter defense. It is not her forte. She does not know what she's doing. It is a lack of discipline and a lack of awareness of what the heck she's doing. Like, you just don't leave the Kelsey Plum is literally a career 39% three-point shooter. You don't leave her wide open. Ever. Now, Caitlin Clark's defense on that last play was pretty bad, but I think this one actually takes the cake because I don't know why Kelsey Mitchell went under on this screen. I don't know what exactly the coaching looks like on the Indiana Fever right now, but you don't go under that far. Like, I just don't know what exactly her intention was. Maybe she was looking for a switch. I don't know what person she was expecting to switch. I don't know if she assumed that Aaliyah Boston was going to step up and guard Kelsey Plum. I don't know what exactly was supposed to happen on this play in Kelsey Mitchell's eyes, but her going under that screen was unnecessary, for one, because I think she could have fought over it, and for two, it's just not like I just don't get what's happening here. Like, you went under so far. Usually when you go under on a screen, you play it to where if you're not going to do a switch, at least you can kind of get back to the defender in a matter of, you know, a couple footsteps. But she fell back so far and nobody's there to pick up. I just don't know what's happening here. Maybe she was daring Kelsey Plum to shoot the shot, but I don't see what's happening here. Kelsey Plum is a career 39% three-point shooter. I don't know why we're leaving her wide open these days. I don't understand it. Now, Kelsey Mitchell, she is going to be the highlight of a lot of these defensive blunders because she was guarding Kelsey Plum for a good sum of this game. And for some reason, she goes to help, leaving Kelsey Plum wide open. Why are we leaving Kelsey Plum wide open? Why are we helping off of the person who's hit 2 threes on us already at this point? Why are we helping off of a career nearly 40% three-point shooter? Why are we helping off of Kelsey Plum? What is happening here? She's torching us so far in this game. She got 2 threes at this point. But, I mean, even 2 threes you could say is not a lot. But, I mean, at the end of the day, if somebody's hitting more than 1 3 on you, you might want to kind of step up on them. Leaving the person wide open is not, like, the best idea here. I just don't know what's happening. She helps off of Kelsey Plum. And as much as this is bad defense, I really think it's just bad coaching. The reason that I say this is bad coaching is because we saw this when they played Jewel Lloyd. They played Jewel Lloyd, and Jewel Lloyd had a career game against the Indiana Fever a few nights back. And guess what? Indiana Fever players never, ever got the memo in their brain that they had to guard her because she was the one who was torching them. And I've seen this consistently throughout the year with this team where the player that is killing them, they never make any real adjustments. And it seems like these players are clueless and they're not like prioritizing the fact that one player is killing us. And they're not like making efforts to stop that player and make somebody else beat us. And that's kind of like what you want to do. I think, you know, sometimes that's not the best motto, make someone else beat us. But sometimes it is. I think in some of these instances, especially if you're playing players in the WNBA, make somebody else beat you. Adjustments have to be made if you want to win games. And it seems like the Indiana Fever just don't get the memo that they need to adjust, that they need to like guard up on the player that's killing them. Like the player that's hitting a lot of shots, you add extra attention on defense to that player, and they're just not getting that memo. There's literally no reason for Kelsey Mitchell to help here. You have Alyssa Smith and Aaliyah Boston down there in that paint. She didn't have to help. She could have just stayed on Kelsey Plum. This is really just bad defense more than it's bad coaching. I really don't know. At the end of the day, man, you have a player who is an amazing three-point shooter, and you're going to leave her wide open to guard a driver who you have help in the paint. That makes no sense to me. Now, this next play is just bad communication between Kelsey Mitchell and Christy Wallace. Kelsey Mitchell wants to switch. For one, I don't think she has to switch here, but she wants to switch, and she does switch. And Christy Wallace apparently does not get the memo that they're switching, and so she's just left kind of guarding no one. And it leaves Kelsey Plum wide open. Like, you have to, like, realize at some point, like, okay, this player is, like, hitting threes tonight. Let's, like, play defense on her. But they never get the memo. And it happens a whole lot with this team where they like don't get the memo that the player that's killing them needs to be guarded a little bit more tougher. That they don't get the memo. They don't ever adjust. There's no adjustment ever made on the defense side of the basketball. And they say Christy Sides is a defensive coach, but their defense is trash right now. It's really horrible. It's horrific at this point. Now, this next play is just dumb. It's actually just dumb. I don't know what Kelsey Mitchell is doing and why she's playing so far off of Kelsey Plum. I don't know if she's expecting a switch, but I don't think there was any, like, she couldn't have expected a switch. I don't know what's going through her mind. But she was playing so far off of that three-point shooter that is actually disgusting. And then eventually she decides that she's going to go and try to guard the defender, right, or the offensive player. But then it's too late by that point. The screen setter is already in place, and Kelsey Plum has a wide-open three-point shot. She has time to freaking pump fake and then shoot it. Like, she was able to, like, you know, she could have pump faked it a few times. She could have caressed the ball. Like, she could have gave the ball an entire makeover. She had tons and tons of time to shoot that ball in that corner. I don't get what's happening here. Like, I literally, like, at this point, what Kelsey Plum has 4 threes at this point. This is her 5th three of the game. She has 4 threes. She's been torching you all game. And for some reason, we're going to, like, play that far off. That's just terrible execution. Terrible perimeter defense. You're not even defending the perimeter. What are we doing? So this next play is really just not it, in my opinion, because for some reason, Erica Wheeler is forced to guard 2 players at this point. Off the jump ball, Erica Wheeler just leaves Kelsey Plum to go guard the other player who's wide open at the three-point line. This is just, I'm not even going to blame her because I don't know what's happening on this play, but I can kind of blame her for the fact that she decided to go guard whoever's at the top of the key instead of, like, staying on Kelsey Plum, because I would have stayed on Kelsey Plum, because at this point, Kelsey Plum is the WNBA Steph Curry. And so, you know what, and I'm not saying literally, but at least in this game. So, you know, I would probably just face guard her and not leave her wide open. Like, she just leaves Kelsey Plum to be dealt with for another day, and it leads to an open 3. So I don't know what's happening on these plays. I don't know what the communication is looking like, but I do not like how this perimeter defense is playing out, because it's disgusting to me. Anyway, here's my quick analysis of the game. I showed you guys the terrible perimeter defense. For one, I like that Caitlin Clark kept shooting the ball in this game. Like, for one, she was missing shots, but I like the fact that she kept shooting. It's kind of a, you know, extension of last game. She was missing shots and she kept shooting. I like that from Caitlin Clark because these shots are going to go down. And, yeah, I don't like the fact that she's missing them because these are good looks, some of the best looks she's got all year in these last 2 games she's played, and she's not draining them. But I like the fact that she's still shooting. Her confidence does not seem to be shattered, and that's just something I like. I like Caitlin Clark's floor vision in this game. I really like that. Kelsey Mitchell, I made a video about her yesterday, and I might make another one tomorrow. Or I might make a video about Caitlin Clark's passing, or I could make a dual video if you guys want that. But I really like the way Kelsey Mitchell played the game today. She let the game come to her. She did force some stuff later on in the game, but for the most part, Kelsey Mitchell did let the game come to her, and there was a lot of catch and shoot. There was a lot of her playing in the offense, and there wasn't a lot of her, you know, doing a bunch of hero balls, you know, turning into Batman. And so I really like the way Kelsey Mitchell played in this game. Just shout out to her. Also, I like Caitlin Clark's drives. Caitlin Clark's drives were really good in this game. I like the way she drove the ball. I like the way Aaliyah Boston played. I liked her touch around the rim this game. I don't like the way Timmy Fag-Benley played because she missed a lot of layups, but I think a lot of it was rust. And I also still would prefer Timmy Fag-Benley getting more minutes than Alyssa Smith at this point, just for defensive reasons and rolling reasons and touch around the rim. She's rusty right now, Timmy is, but I think she is just better on the court than Alyssa Smith, and that's just my opinion. I might be wrong statistically. I don't know what the stats are looking like, but I like Timmy Fag-Benley on the court just a little bit more because she just seems to know what to do more than Alyssa Smith does. And I don't like the fact that Alyssa Smith goes ISO ball all the time. I think it messes up the flow of the game. Every time she wants to score, she has to go ISO, and it's just I don't really like it at all. But I want to leave the video on this note. Kelsey Mitchell was getting, like, kind of beat up earlier in the game. I think it was, like, the 3rd quarter. And, bro, she, like, she started hitting shots. Man, Kelsey Mitchell, man, when she's like mentally there, like she's a really great player and she can really like lead this team to great places alongside Caitlin Clark. The issue is, I think, for one, just understanding her role. I think being told her role is a big part of it. And then I think she just has to like become more acquainted with the offense. And we're seeing it more and more of her becoming more acquainted with the offense, and she's having her moments. Like that third quarter for Kelsey Mitchell was really something spectacular. She had a great game. So I just want to give her props. Anyway, I'm out, man. It's late, and yeah, I'll see y'all. Peace out.